Hi everyone, very good evening guys. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you, and welcome to the day when finally I can tell you the details and all the features of QBank 6.0. So I can see a lot of questions which have been coming in since morning because the version 6.0 was launched today with a lot of videos that have been added, QBank that has been updated. So obviously it is going to get us also a lot of queries, but I will be addressing all the queries that I can, and the ones that I cannot, the technical team and the team of PrepLadder will also be answering and handling all of your queries, and precisely that is what we are here for. So I would require a little bit of patience from your end, because first I would want to tell you some features about this QBank, which is hardly gonna take me 5 to 10 minutes, and after that whatever problems, concerns and questions you have, we are up for that. But before I begin, today you know how I've divided this session. I believe first I'll give you some information, but the information is always incomplete if I don't give you examples. So of course I'm going to give you everything that you need to know about QBank 6.0, and on Monday I have planned a session at 4 o'clock again, and that is when I am going to give you a quiz. It's a quiz, but you can say that quiz I have picked up as most important 20 questions from our new QBank 6.0, and I will be discussing those 20 questions, mixed bag, path and micro both, and I will be discussing and I will be telling you how to actually approach the QBank also. So today I'll give you the features, and on Monday I hope it will be like a mini custom module kind of a test for 2 subjects, that is path and micro. So that is the later part of the story. Today's story is, let me tell you about what is it about QBank 6.0, and I can see a lot of questions coming in regarding the video lectures. So as I said, give me 10 minutes and then I'll answer all your questions about video lectures. Whatever you've put up, I've read them. I'll give you relevant answers. Just 5 minutes, okay? So now when I talk about 6.0, there's an entire thought process that went behind it, because you have QBanks on multiple platforms and so many abundance of knowledge you have. So what is the different that we were trying to do in QBank 6.0 is, first we saw our own video lectures and PYQs, and we made a list of topics that, you know, these are the topics which are coming again and again. We also analyzed from all the previous QBanks what are the things that you have been bookmarking too much. So we got that data also. We got all the data regarding previous year questions. After that, we segregated and we decided that these are the ones which are our high relevant topics. And finally, we made a list of total 18,000 questions which we have included in this QBank. At the same time, this is the next thing that I want to highlight. Nowadays, a lot of you write to me that, ma'am, will we be getting clinical only or one-liners only or IBQs only? So there is no only when it comes to any entrance exam, it's gonna be a mixture. So we've taken care of clinical, the one-liners as well as the IBQs, all of them are there. I'll show you screenshots also in 2 minutes. And another thing that has been added is many of you in the previous versions had told us that, it's very time consuming. As a student, when I'm sitting with 18,000 questions and I have to read the entire explanation, बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. It becomes very difficult for me to finish that entire page of explanation that you've got. So we've taken care of that because we've added the learning outcomes and we've added some highlights. Okay, so these are the features that I've got, and this is what I want to show you in the form of screenshots in 5 minutes, so that now you'll start solving QBank 6.0, and after I tell you these features, you will have this in mind that I have to look out for these features, and on Monday I will be giving you a quiz also of 20 questions from the same QBank. So firstly, we've got these dual format questions. So if I've given you a question, I'll give you one example of path and micro. So for example, over here, now if you come, then might as well you can study with me. So for example, if you have a question of pathology, which you can very well visualize a 70-year-old woman, and if she's having, what do you think of? अब आए हो तो कुछ पढ़ के जाओ ना. 70-year-old woman who's having unilateral throbbing headache, who's also having jaw claudication or jaw pain, and this kind of a blood vessel etiology with a nodular enlargement of temporal artery. What are you thinking of? You're obviously thinking of giant cell arteritis. Is that enough to know? Not really. So what we've done is, this is one kind of, can you see what we've done? This is one kind of a clinical question. Now if you want to see what is going to be the one-liner version of it, so if you come over here, this is the one-liner version of it. You've got the entire question in just one line. Nodular enlargement of temporal artery with unilateral headache. What is the diagnosis? So you've got both things. You've got the clinical aspect also, you've got the one-liner aspect. Same I want to show you for micro, just giving you examples from my subjects to start with, but this has been applied to all subjects. So now starting, for example, with microbiology. Microbiology, I think we have our favorite, I've got you one of our favorite mnemonics, which you all know, that if there is a 25-year-old male and there's a skin rash that has occurred, and that is showing you some kind of pencil-shaped macroconidia. So you all remember pencil-shaped macroconidia. Do we all remember that mnemonic? TME, PSC, and for those who are having FOMO, don't worry, as you will see the videos, you will get our mnemonics also. So you all know that when I'm talking about pencil shaped, I'm talking about trichophyton. So that is the answer, but that was given to you as a clinical question. If you want to see the same in the form of a one-liner, you just need to switch. So how to switch? That is Dr. Anu. It's a simple one-touch thing. You click on the clinical part of the question, you'll get the clinical part, you attempt it, then you click on the one-liner part and you'll get the one-liner part of it. So that happens simultaneously. There is no separate QBank that you have to go into. So that has been applied to each and every question. So that is my first point that needs to be highlighted over here, that there is a dual format. After that, you've come to an answer. Once you come to an answer, obviously you've got the correct answer, but that's not only the thing that you have to know. Now you all know, we are not in the era of previous year questions any longer. We are in the era of previous year topics. That means only knowing the correct answer is not enough. I have to know the incorrect answers also. So first, what have we done? We have made sure that the correct answer is described. I've taken that one example. So giant cell arteritis hai. We have made sure that we've given you that clinical history, photos that are important for your exam. So all the features of the correct option have been described. Similarly, for trichophyton, we've given you that picture that, okay, this is the correct option, but knowing that much is not enough, because why is it not the other option? So if you saw in this question, all the other vasculitis or all the other fungal organisms, that has also been taken care of. Explanation of the incorrect. So why is it not microsporum? Because microsporum shows you spindle-shaped macroconidia. So that's different. Why is it not Berger's disease? Anyone? Berger's has a very classical history, right? When I say Berger's, you will always think of a BD or a cigarette smoker. So why is it not Berger's? That has also been added, that this is going to be thromboangiitis obliterans, that is associated with tobacco and smoke. So all the incorrect options have also been added. This is one thing. Hang on with your questions. I'm reading them, but I'm not answering them only because I need 2 to 3 more minutes and then we are on to your questions. Okay, so done with the dual format, done with correct and incorrect. Now what more? So now we come to the learning outcome. This, I believe, is going to be something that will save your time. And my purpose of, you can solve the QBank yourself also. My duty as an educator is I should be able to give you tricks and tips which will help you solve the QBank faster. My purpose is that you should be able to save time. That is the most important factor at this point of time, right? So when I say a question, like for example, once maybe you are doing the QBank or you are on your second revision or you're on your third revision, you don't want to read those lengthy paragraphs right now. You are not in that zone of your preparation. So what do you read towards the end? You read the learning objectives. Can you see all the 4 options have been written in one line? Temporal arteritis, most common point. Berger's disease, okay. Tobacco, inflammation, thrombosis, most important point. Kawasaki disease, strawberry tongue. So like this, the learning objective is what will actually going to, that is going to be something that will save your time. Now my advice is that I want all of you to practice the QBank today and tomorrow and till Monday, till we meet. I want you to practice the QBank, maybe for Path Micro, maybe for any subject, but I want you to make sure that you start getting into the habit of going through learning objectives, because this is what is going to give you the crux. The entire gist of that lengthy page is going to be put up over here. Like all of you, we always say that make a small yellow sticky note. This is that yellow sticky note that they have made. Same way, I give you an example of microbiology. See, in that question, the learning objective was TME PSC. For those who did not know, see, the TME PSC has been written over here. So that becomes your last day revision point, right? So these learning objectives are something that will definitely give you that time saving strategy. What else? Now all of you study treasures, but वो बाद में होता है, ma'am. That is in a separate section when I have to click on the treasures and I have to study the treasures. So I do QBank separate and I do treasures separate, and then it's a big chaos and mess that I create. So what did we decide? That the treasures should be tagged to the questions. So if you go to your treasure, there is a treasure on temporal arteritis. So what have we done? If you've got a question on temporal arteritis, we have tagged that entire treasure over here. So that means that when you will be reading, you will know, okay, this is something that it's, what is it? It's like repetitive revision, which means that you are stimulating your brain and you're telling your brain that the same photo I have seen somewhere else, and let's create a visual memory. So once you see it in your notes, once you see it in your explanation, and then simultaneously you're also going to see the same thing in your treasures. If you see the same thing over and over 3 to 4 times, it tends to remain in your memory for a longer time. So the entire purpose of this is to create that visual memory for all of you. Okay? Same again, I'm just giving you some examples because same has been applied to all the subjects. What else? Now coming to the next thing. Questions have been tagged to video lectures. This is very important. Sometimes you will say, okay, ma'am, you wrote TME, PSC. I did not understand. I wanted to see your video lecture and then I go back to the videos. It's going to be a very time consuming process. So what did we say? So for example, what is this, guys? Let me ask you without you trying to. I hope I didn't reveal the answer. What is this? This is immunofluorescence. All of us will have a doubt in immunofluorescence. Let's admit it. Hamesha it is a time consuming thing. So when I was reading the QBank, I got stuck over here. They were explaining something to do with C ANCA and P ANCA. Nahi samajh aaya. So what did I do? I decided that, okay, let me go back to the video, but we've done that for you. Can you see below that we have written that which is that particular, you can just click it. We get you to that exact video where you can go and read about C ANCA and P ANCA. These are the things which all of you used to write to us that बहुत time consuming hota hai, that first I do the QBank and then I get lost in that entire ocean. I get lost of, I go back to the videos, then I have FOMO, then I start seeing 2-3 more other videos and then I'm totally lost for the day. So that will keep you streamlined. It's like keeping you in a loop. We are not wanting you to get distracted and get into anything else. If you're doing a question, usi ka video you're seeing, you're coming back to the question, going to the next one, seeing the video next to it. So you are in that loop which we don't want you to escape, because that is where the distraction comes and that is where you're not able to fulfill your daily targets. So that is again something, the video lectures have been tagged to the questions, which will help you a lot. Coming to the next feature. This I think everyone is already aware of. There is an AI prep vocab that is available. That means that if you click on a particular term or you are not understanding a particular term, then if you just press on it, you will be able to get that 2 to 3 line definition of it. This is maybe not too useful for students who have read the syllabus, but for our new kids on the block, for our second third year students who are still understanding some terms, maybe they've not read all 19 subjects, they've just found out that, oh, there's something called dermatophyte, there's something called maculopapular rash, I don't know what that is. So they can probably get that definition without having to read the entire dermatology. So this is especially important. And why just new kids? We should accept the fact that despite being interns and post-interns, there are so many things that we also would not know. And that's okay if we do not know. To accept is the first most important thing, and we'll just click on it and we'll get the definition and then we'll know it thereafter. So that is the entire purpose of prep vocab, which is gonna be important, and I think this is one of the most advanced things that we've introduced. Coming to the last feature, and then I take up all your questions. Another time saving skills, first I told you was learning objectives add hua hai. Second, the explanation. Now all of you said, ma'am, explanation chota kar do. Now you need to understand, just because you feel that you want to study something in 60 seconds or 90 seconds, I cannot cut down on content. Making something short versus missing out on the content, obviously I will say that please read 10 more lines, but we cannot cut the content, because if that comes in the exam, then you and I, all of us, will feel guilty that why did we make it so concise. So the point is that we want you to read whatever is important, but also save your time. So when we are doing like for example, you're reading about trichophyton, you are 1 week away from the exam, reading this is gonna give me the biggest panic attack of my life, because 1 week away from the exam, my eyes cannot comprehend so many sentences. That means what have we done? We have highlighted. So even if you are not able to read the entire explanation, and if you can just focus on, say, the most important words which we have highlighted for you, that is also going to help you sail your boat. So all in all, this is again, and whenever something is highlighted, your eyes automatically get attracted to that direction. You will know that, okay, this I need to read for my knowledge, but this I need to read for getting the rank that I want or passing the exam. So that highlighted one becomes your go-to thing for the final point that you put in your brain, and your take-home message becomes that highlighted point. Okay, so all said and done, these are gonna be the features that we have added and changed when it comes to QBank 6.0, with only one motto in mind, that is we've kept importance and relevance as our two most important key features of this QBank. So to cut that entire FOMO that everyone is suffering from, that there are so many questions in the market and QBanks and everything, abundance is there, and how much of it do I have to study and how much I have to leave out. So we've decided that whatever we've kept over here in the form of 18,000, which trust me is a good number of questions, that much is all that you have to know. Beyond that, it is not important and you can leave it, and that is entirely the thought process behind the formation of this QBank. Of course, this is all about QBank, and meanwhile I could see that this is not a thank you, but something that I want to tell you about all of your doubts. So whatever doubts are gonna be under my domain and I can answer them, I am gonna take them up one by one. So please, firstly, if your app is not working and if you're having technical issues, of course the technical team will be able to guide you, and that is one thing. So if there is a technical issue, you should contact the technical team. If you haven't received a reply, you can leave a comment under this video. Technical part, obviously I won't be able to help you, the team will help you. But some of you have been telling me this much of technical part I can help you, that some of you have been saying that, ma'am, I updated my app and version 6 is not showing. So it's not just updating your app is not going to make you jump to version 6. You need to go to your settings and you need to change your version to version 6. That is something that you need to do, and that is when you will get access to the videos. Third, many of you were answering. I'm not taking names of who asked me, but I kept reading the doubts, so I know that what were the doubts that were coming up, so I'm taking them. Regarding the videos, so when I talk about, say, my subject, say for example pathology and microbiology, the videos have been recorded very recently, so there are are no major changes that have happened in the videos. Even if you were referring to version 5 for Path Micro videos, you can continue to do that. So do not suffer from any FOMO. But there are many subjects which have been updated and are currently being updated. So you will be able to see that OBGY has been updated. You can see we've got Ankit sir with us for pharmacology now. You can see that anesthesia has also been updated. Same way, there are a couple of videos for medicine and anat that are going on. And guys, when I talk about these videos, many of you are asking me, guys, these are only main videos. The version 6 launch is for main videos. Abhi isme RR ka koi change nahi hai. RR is going to eventually happen in the mid of this year. So there is no change in RR. The version 5 of RR continues for everyone as it was. No change. So no confusion should be going on there. Okay, what about errors, Dr. Tarun? Whatever errors the faculties and the team could find have been corrected. And yes, if still there are any errors or anything that has been missed, we would be looking into that as well. But to the best of our knowledge, everything has been corrected. Okay, regarding 7.0, that's a little far off to commit to right now. I cannot say that what would happen when 7.0 comes and what changes would occur. So sorry, I can't answer that. I can currently answer about version 4, 5, 6, or rather 5 and 6 more importantly, what I have seen. I cannot predict the future. Okay, English subtitles, Dr. Gautam, are not there. No, English subtitles as far as what I have checked are there in all the videos. If there is any one video, you can just tag it to the technical team. They'll look into it, but English subtitles have been added to all. Okay, PYQ discussion, no, there are no new videos for PYQ discussion. PYQs have been added as the QBank module only. There is no separate PYQ video lectures that you are asking for. That is not happening. Dr. Bharat, next question. INI-CET LRR is happening. It is starting on 27th of March, and Path and Micro will occur on 8th, 9th and 10th of April. But 27th of March, we are starting off with the entire series. Okay, next question. Just scanning through all your questions quickly, guys. Okay, so for those, Dr. Shobhi, for those who studied from previous lectures and you just want to know the updates, जब भी कोई video update होता है, there is something called new. You can see on the app that there's a tag of new that comes alongside that video. So then you know that this is the video that has changed and the others have not. So that easily becomes your way of learning it, okay? English language, Dr. Manish, no, that is not there. So doubt number 7 is this. I'm putting down the doubts so that we don't have to repeat them. There are no English videos. It is English videos only with subtitles, of course. Okay, RR, and I've already told you, RR ka jo thing hai, that is going to happen in the mid-year. That is not happening right now. These are only changes for the main videos that have happened. LRR, Dr. Bharat, I've answered, and Dr. Yashraj, RR also I've answered. Can we reverse from version 6 to version 5? Dr. Namrita, if you had purchased version 5 earlier and now you are switching to version 6, then yes, you can go back to version 5. But now if you've purchased version 6, of course, then you won't have access to the previous one. So now you'll have access to only version 6. But if you were a prior version 5 user and you've just switched your version to version 6 today, then you can always go back and reverse it to version 5. Okay. Right, Dr. Resident Doctor says, should we solve the complete QBank 18,000 before? It's not possible, to be very honest, to solve the entire QBank for INI-CET until you've done your entire syllabus, you're thorough with it, your speed is good, then could be a possibility, but seems to be a little bit of a tough dream to fulfill. So my advice would be that whenever you're preparing for INI-CET, there are certain INI-CET favorite topics that you first have to cover up. So cover those topics from the QBank first, and if your time permits, then you can of course finish the QBank as you wish. But first you should prioritize and finish, because you have an exam in May, which is very near. So roughly in 60 to 70 days, try to first finish that. Dr. Dhruvit, if you've done version 5, all the version 5 doubts that are coming up, if you've done version 5, for you guys in the version 6, only the videos that say that these videos have been updated as new videos, those are the ones that you have to watch. Of course, whatever is continued from version 5, that remains the same. Like I'm saying, majority of Path and Micro is the same, so you can refer to version 5 or to version 6, and that is entirely up to you. Okay? Right. So, pharmacology videos, Dr. Shubhang Joshi, they are working. This, in the morning there was some technical issue. A lot of students were writing to me. So, I have personally seen and gone to the app and opened and seen the pharmacology videos. They are working for most of the students. Just in case they are still not working for you, then just wait for some time and they will resume, because they have been updated and they have been put out there. So, they are working more or less, right? So, maybe one or two devices are not showing those videos, and that technical part will also be settled. Okay. RR ka I'm not taking any more doubts, because I believe RR doubts I have already taken. Okay, so just scanning through your questions. RR Edge for Dr. Ram, regarding RR Edge, abhi there is no information about any RR Edge for FMG right now. If in case it is planned in the future, we will let you know. As of now, abhi nahi hai, theek hai? Starting date of NEET PG LRR, Dr. SM, that is not decided. Again, we have to go in an order. We will first go for INI-CET LRR, then we will go for the FMG, and NEET PG probably will happen simultaneously, because the exams are just like 1 week apart or so. So then these are the ones which will happen like parallelly, sat. But right now what we are starting from 27th of March is gonna be the INI-CET LRR. Okay. Okay, so there is some technical doubt about notes that I can tell the team to address to you. If you are not able to see the notes, then yes, this is something that the technical team will look into it. Honestly, I'm sorry, for technical parts, I will not be the best person to answer it. So I'll tell the team to leave a comment or a link below that can help all of you once this session is done. Okay. Dr. Rohit, again, regarding any doubts regarding version 4, I would want you to, the purpose of having this session is also that just in case your doubts have not been answered till now, then you can just leave a comment here and the technical team will be able to contact you or give you a number where you can contact them. So regarding whether you can switch and how can you retain, that of course is going to be decided by the technical team only. Okay? Notes ka bhi guys, notes ka just give some time, because the way the app is updated, there are multiple updates that need to happen for every feature to come up. So notes will also come up, be rest assured. Okay. Yes, just scanning through other questions if you have. Dr. Ankush, those classes are only this month. They are only for 1 month, no other month, right? Dr. Ajit, regarding FMG, कब से RR start करनी है? You don't have to wait for it. You have to start right now. You don't have to wait for it, guys. What are you waiting for? You have to read. You have to be reading right now for your, say, for example, the end of June exam that we are saying. You need to be studying your rapid revision from the beginning only. You should be on it by now. You should divide what subjects you have to do from main videos, what subjects you have to do from RR, and go simultaneously. There's no date on which you'll start rapid revision, because you will never be able to revise it otherwise. You should be on it by now. Okay. Regarding, yes, one more thing. Someone has mentioned regarding the tags. The tagging is currently again being done. It is being done for some, it has been done for some subjects. It is currently being done for some other subjects. So this tagging, again, as I said, it takes just a few days for things to settle when it comes to technology and app. So in case you are not finding the tags for all the subjects, you will just have to give some time and those tags will be available. But as we've promised, the tags will be there. So don't worry about it. No, Dr. Jodh, there is no plan about TND. It is going to be LRR in fact, but no separate TND that is going to be there. Okay, so yes, anything else that I can help you with, guys? Very few questions, Dr. Rudrakshi. No, honestly, I believe, when we look at the number of the questions, we sometimes might feel that some other app or some other, place has more number of questions. But when you come down to doing 18,000 questions properly with explanations, then that is when you'll realize that it's a great deal of questions. This also becomes a task to finish, to be very honest. So right now you might be comparing it with a lot of things and feeling that maybe the questions are less, but that is what I said, prioritizing and relevance is something we need to strive for at this point of time, rather than just bulk. It's not the quantity that is going to help us sail through the exam. It is going to be what is the most important and relevant that we need to know, how much of information we need to fit into our brain, and how much our brain can actually hold. That is more important right now. Okay. Yes, so any other questions, guys? No, we won't be talking about strike rate as such, because I mean, I'm not the right person to ask about strike rate. I've never been a very big fan of strike rate, to be very honest. I believe that strike rate varies from person to person, platform to platform, because strike rate is not what information is there on every platform. Strike rate is how much you could retain. So that determines the strike rate, right? So that is something that is not what I would comment on. Okay, RRQ Bank, I'll put this up. There are two things which I have taken back as homework. One is that the RRQ Bank for some people is not working, and for some people the pharmacology videos are not working. So these two technical things I will note. I will tell the team, and if there is an issue like that, we will get it sorted at the earliest. Update about next exam. No, Dr. Ravi, right now we don't want to start that debate about NEET, next, FMGE happening, not happening. We just want to discuss and only focus on the content and what we have to study. Then whatever exam has to happen will happen, but abhi we will focus on only our padhai, only our studies. Okay, so yes, I think this is settled. Yeah, we are done with it. No, like I said, Dr. Ravi, I've answered your question on the next exam also. RR micro notes, see, rapid revision, guys, has not changed. As I just mentioned, RR is gonna be, whatever changes of 19 subjects for RR will happen in mid-year. Okay, not right now. So RR जो भी version से पढ़ रहे हो, please continue to do that. Same notes, same videos. Please don't get confused. All these changes that I'm telling you over here regarding these videos have happened in the main videos for the time being. Okay, version 4, yes, Dr. Anubhav, okay, noted. As I said, these are some things which the technical team will be able to answer. I've already given that query over here. For some students, version 4, who had got version 4, unka nahi work kar raha. So we will get this sorted, and we will see what is the issue that is coming. Okay, Dr. Anubhav, I hope that is okay. Yeah, so I think some questions are repetitive. So what I would suggest is that just go through the last 10 minutes of this video. If you find your answer, well and good. If you don't find your answer, I will be there to assist you, and the team from PrepLadder will be there to assist you. Whatever query, concern, kuch bhi problem aa raha hai, put whatever your query is, just type it down in 2 to 3 lines and put it in the comments below. If it's under my domain, I will address it. If not, then the technical team will address it. So someone will be there to help you out. All that you need to do from your end is put that query under this comment, under this video, and put it in the comments so that we have all your concerns in one place. Okay. Regarding strategy, so what I'll do, since I don't want to make this session unnecessarily lengthy, all of us are going to meet on Monday at 4 o'clock. That is going to be a mini quiz for Path and Micro, and of course I am going to tell you how to proceed further. Today I've just given you a little bit of an introduction with few screenshots, but now I want to actually do that hand holding and take you through the questions. Kacha, this is a question, this is the screenshot, you have this huge page in front of you, how should you finish it in a minute? Those kind of tips I want to give you, which I will be giving you on Monday. And any other strategy doubt that you have regarding retention, procrastination, timetable, all of that also I'll be happy to take up. Okay, so that I think we can keep for the Monday session. Okay, I'll be meeting you guys again on Monday. Hopefully by Monday all your app and technical and other issues which are distracting you should be settled, so that we can only have pure content and knowledge related discussion. Okay. For FMG, your QBank remains as it is. Dr. W that you've mentioned, right? Your QBank remains. There is an option, like you are in your FMG module. I'm sure if you've logged into the app, there is a separate FMG module. So you of course go for the QBank in that. There's no doubt in it as such. Okay, Dr. Omkar, no, there are no live lectures, only recorded lectures. For live lectures which we have are short 2 to 3 hour lectures which we have prior to the exam in the form of LRR on YouTube, but in-app live lectures we don't have. These are recorded sessions, okay? Right. Okay, so I think we've settled our questions, and any other questions, put it in the chat below. I'll be meeting you again on Monday at 4 o'clock with 20 questions. So study your path and micro well. And I want all of you on Monday to keep a notebook besides you where you can actually jot down that out of 20, what was the marks that you get. Or not because of any test, but only because it's always good to assess yourself periodically. That just gives you that boost and you get to know where you're lagging and what you need to work more on. So yeah, we'll have that quiz on Monday. Till then, see you and thank you for joining in, guys.